Hello and welcome to Scientifically Speaking. Today's lesson is going to be about the world lying about the Bible. As you can see, we are in the Daily Mail, and this is a story that I had to comment on because it's such a lying pile of nonsense. Horrified mother hits out at her 7-year-old's anti-Semitic homework that told him that the Jews were responsible for the death of Christ, which of course they were. A horrified mother has hit out a 7-year-old's anti-Semitic homework that claims Jews were responsible for the death of Jesus Christ. Joanne Bell said the homework provided by Top Marks portrayed Jewish people as bloodthirsty. The homework made claims that the Jewish leaders wanted Jesus to be guilty and that they paid people to lie about him before calling for his crucifixion. Top Marks says it has removed the text from its resources while director Chris Spalton apologised to Ms. Bell. Explaining why the passage had been written, Mr. Spalton said, "I was young and naive. It was written circa 20 years ago based on books found in the local library. And the dated images were downloaded clip art." We really don't care about the clip art, but this information isn't based on books found in a local library. It's written in the Bible, the source of the information for Jesus and the Jews. Jewish groups slammed Top Marks, saying it was sickening that the question had been presented as factual education. Well, when we're talking about the Bible, it is factual education, and I'll be reading my Bible out in a minute. John... it will be John, around about, John 19, and also Mark 53. Yeah, we'll start Mark 53. So John 18, Mark 53, because they say everything that this person is saying doesn't exist as factual education about the Bible and Jesus Christ. The horrified mother, who says she is an activist against anti-Semitism, which this isn't, posted about the homework on Twitter. She wrote, "Got to love Britain, doing my child's RE homeschool today. Why not teach the blood libel, hey? What harm has it ever done to portray Jews as bloodthirsty and solely responsible for the death of the believed son of GD, Jesus?" She couldn't even write the word God because of her beliefs. So we're going to read out what the Bible says, and they are bloodthirsty and solely responsible for the death of Jesus. I am in shock. This is for 7-year-olds. Yeah, and you're telling him lies now. So the trials of Jesus washed his hands. Top Marks, the education website responsible for creating it, simply blocked Miss Bell. Thank you for your attention, blah, blah, blah. Explaining the material, he said he was young and naive and he found it in the local library, which it's not, because I'm going to read the Bible in a minute and we'll find out if it's factually educational. Mrs. Bell said her son's school apologised after the question left the head teacher horrified. So, anyway, this is all these people, even the Jewish groups, slammed the homework provider of the school, which has not been named, saying they had used anti-Semitic trope. A spokesperson for Campaign Against Anti-Semitism said the notion that the Jews killed Jesus is an anti-Semitic trope which dates back millennia. It has been used as a supposed justification for the persecution of Jews in the Christian world for centuries and is still often cited in abuse of Jews today. Nobody attacks the Jews because they killed Jesus. Nobody. There's no justification for persecuting Jews because of what they did to Jesus. That's not the reason. We all know that's not the reason. But they're saying a straw man of why they're persecuted, and it's not because of what's written in the Bible. It's sickening that this material was presented to young children as factual education. Well, that's because it's in the Bible. The apologies from blah, but educational material for children must be written and vetted by reliable experts. Well, I'm an expert of the Bible, and I'm telling you it's in the Bible. The term blood libel refers to a completely false allegation dating back centuries that Jewish people used the blood of Christians in rituals. Again, more straw men to divert from the fact that it's in the Bible. So, I'm just going to read it now while we just... There we go, the trial of Jesus. All right, do we want John first? No. Okay, so we'll go for the first thing they're saying is not in the Bible and so is not factually educational. In a religious education class, and you're teaching the Bible, I would say go to Mark 52. They now led
Jesus away to the high priest, and all the chief priests and the older men and the scribes assembled. But Peter, from a good distance, followed him as far as the courtyard of the high priest, and he was sitting together with the house attendants and warming themselves before a bright fire. Meanwhile, the chief priests and the whole Sanhedrin were looking for testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but they were not finding any. Many indeed were giving false witness against him, but their testimonies were not in agreement, because they were liars. Also, certain ones were rising and bearing false witness again, saying, "We heard him say, I will throw down this temple that was made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another not made with hands." But neither on these grounds was their testimony in agreement. So there's your false, the lies. People paid to lie about him, which is right on screen. And now I'm going to go to John, where the Jews call for his death. Is that right? What was the question again? The homework claims that Jewish leaders wanted Jesus to be guilty, and they paid people to lie about him before calling for his crucifixion. So, okay, so we've seen that they lied about him. And then, did the Jews want him to die? Okay. So Pilate, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to John 39. And Pilate goes to release Jesus. "Moreover, you have a custom that I should release a man to you at the Passover. Do you therefore wish me to release to you the King of the Jews?" Then they shouted again, saying, "No, not this man, but Barabbas." Now Barabbas was a robber and a murderer. At that time, therefore, Jesus took Jesus and scourged him, and the soldiers branded a crown on his head. "Good day to you, King." I'm jumping through here. Accordingly, Jesus came outside wearing the purple garments, and Pilate said, "Look, the man." However, when the chief priests and the officers saw him, they shouted, saying, "Impale him, impale." Pilate said to them, "Take him for yourselves and impale him, for I do not find any fault in him." The Jews answered him, "We have a law, and according to that law he ought to die because he made himself God's son." So this is them baying for his blood. These are the words of the Bible. This is factually educational. When therefore Pilate heard this, he became more fearful. But Jesus gave him no answer when he asked him, "Where are you from?" Let's go down the page a bit. Okay. 19:14. Now, it was preparation for the Passover. It was about the 6th hour, and he said to the Jews, "See, your king." However, they shouted, "Take him away, impale him." Pilate said to them, "Shall I impale your king?" The chief priests answered, "We have no king but Caesar." So the Jews actually said their king was Caesar. At that time, therefore, he handed them over to them to be impaled. There we go. So that's all the things that are in the Bible that this unfortunate lying story is trying to spread to the world, that the Jews didn't do anything to Jesus. And no, it's not any excuse or justification to attack the Jews. That's like saying, all white people are responsible for what happened to black people. We're not. That's how easy this is. Okay, so anybody attacking Jewish people because they killed Jesus is having mental problems and really should get some therapy. But to sit here and try and persuade people of the world that the Jewish people and the Sanhedrin and the chief priests, who were all Jewish, to say that they didn't want him killed and had him killed, means you've never read the Bible. So this guy didn't get these books out of the library and these words out of the library from some weird books. These are direct words from the Bible, which is factually educational when it comes to religious education. That's what's in the Bible. So this woman obviously has never read a Bible because she couldn't even write the word God. None of these people are trying to help you. None of these people are trying to help people who don't believe. They're trying to force lies on you about God and Jesus and the Jewish people, which are complete fabrications. These words are in the Bible. And this woman is a liar, and the Jewish people are liars. What can I tell you? It's what it says, which means it's factually educational because it's in the book that's supposed to be about God and Jesus. That's the whole point.
If you're going to teach about the Bible, teach what's in it. Don't teach what you think happened, which is what this woman's doing. None of that happened. Yes, it did. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ, and I tell you the right things to think. Thanks a lot. Bye.